Alrighty. How's it going, everybody? This is Arcinon, and this will be the first video of what'll be a quite a large series, to be quite honest. Because a while, like a week, maybe two ago, I went up buying a game called Legend of Heroes Trails of Rivere. And then I found out something very important. Turns out, in order for that game to make any sense, you need to play all the previous games. So, I had started, and as you can see, I got quite far. And this was just in the first game, and the second chapter is in the second game. Regardless, my point is, so I got quite far in. Then I thought about something. Why don't I actually record all of these games? Make a playlist out of it. So that's what I'm going to do. So you know what? Let's go ahead and begin. I won't lie, I may be good at RPGs, but I ain't doing these. This ain't Persona. Plus, like in an RPG, unless you have a large amount of knowledge about that RPG, doing the really hard difficulties is never a good idea. So we're gonna stick to normal. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Sarah's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll practice with my staff a bit before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Sorry to keep you waiting, Estelle. What's funny is, when I see that reminds me of Pit. Sorry to keep you waiting! Sorry to kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monster, did you? Nope. Fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though. I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? New fishing pole, sneakers, something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now, why don't you come have a look? What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? But, what? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss, or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? Looks kind of dead, if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so we should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed. So if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of black hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you? Come clean and fess up. Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray mommy? Or have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from skit from sure as a. All right, I gotta look up how to pronounce that real fucking quick. It's Sherazard. Okay. No doubt from Sherazard, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. And I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Oh. Wow. So I really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? What? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Right. You're sure shouting a lot for somebody who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just where you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. Don't try to change the subject. Ow! Quit yelling. Alright, already. But you jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. No, I don't hear you yelling again. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I don't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know that thing people call you? I told you mine already. Don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? It seems like the logical thing to do, if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... Get ready, this is going to be a very, very long intro. So, I'll leave it here for people who want to watch it. But feel free to skip ahead. I'll probably pin in the comment section, like, when the intro ends. I'm gonna say the exact same thing I said when I watched that the first time. Holy crap, that was long. Rather, my exact words were, "God damn, it's so bright in here." Oh, that's up like a rock. Huh. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. Ah, guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready too. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. Can't believe I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind. With that, with with that siren song of yours, gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age, and I'm hardly a man. Tis, tis, tis. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. How fortunate for you. You could at least try to sound a tiny bit sincere. Is it really it really is a nice tune though. Cheerful, yet somehow wistful. It's like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What is it called again? The Whereabouts of Light? It's right. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff, like reading and music. A girl is going to be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of a boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? It's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I believe that when I stopped finding beetles in the hallway. Hi, Estelle, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Why don't the both of you hurry? Hurry on down before it gets cold. Okay. I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. I'll make sure you get enough to eat. But don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right! It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers, just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore, either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning. Or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what? Test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap! I totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kinda remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you survived this long. So, your brain is like a sieve. Papa said, how could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Ah, you're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear the two of you act so much alike. But, whatever. We should probably head to the guild soon, so Shara's going to be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when somebody keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about Rowan-style scallop fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? What's that? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right. I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy. But do try to make something edible. How rude. But I can't say he's wrong. Actually, you have one favor to ask you before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of Liberal's News from the general goods store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition today. Got it. One copy of Liberal News from the general goods store. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you, Dad. Work hard. Work hard and give Charizard my regards. Alright, we're gonna head there. Since I've already done all this, I'll be breezing through it, but I won't be skipping dialogue, so you don't have to worry about that. But I will be knowing where I need to go. That said, I've already done it. Because I like to 100% games whenever I play them, so I literally did every quest. Crap, skip dialogue. I need to shut up. We're gonna have to ignore the previous thing and just start now. Regardless. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with it any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then, let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet Shara at the Bracers Guild over there then. Forget how much money we start with. So we would only just start with the 500 at the start. That's okay. That means we won't be able to buy anything from the shop though. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Ina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yes. She's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, I'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracers Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks! We'll do our best. Yeah, I can't accept quests yet. The Star and the Hanged Man, the Hermit and the Magician, and last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. But I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirit attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it like, dribble out your ear like it usually does. What? Joshua Sarah's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, and is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbiment with some practice eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do except hope for the best. Hold on a second, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all of your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face is really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have been in the right mindset to I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, it's the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of the information we covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle? Make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm about to say. Yeah. Orbiments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or processed septum installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and everyday products to weapons, magics, and even airships. The connection, as technology reform, is commonly known as the orbital revolution. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracers Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of bracers in each region. The Kingdom of Libero is in which we live sits on the western half of the Zamorian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Libero is proud to be one of the leading producers of septum on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbiments. Orbiment technology has been known has also been a key pillar of support for Libero in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Libero was invaded by the Arabonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airship that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive. But, thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Libero enjoys peace. Let's see. Since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up and move on to the practical portion of your training. Sarah? How is today's practical training any different from training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means that you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer's job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat. So, I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it! Your first objective will be to confirm the details on the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something that we need to give you both. We need to give the both of you. I know, are you ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current job. Also, anything you hear, or anything that you might find and where, these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how significant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap! This sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out be more than it really is, so. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look up by the door, you can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go check the job descriptions posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, an exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will automatically be recorded in the Bracer notebook. The Bracer notebook can be easily found by clicking the Books tab in the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer book shortcut button on the Configuration menu. Very good. Seems you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Huh. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to the work. Let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Milder's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use this service. It has graciously taken time out of graciously took a time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here's where you'll learn about how to use an Orbital Factory service. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbaments and synthesize support quartz in order to use orbital arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these orbital factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem. Leave everything to me. So, what is it you would like to know about? Armaments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of goods. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on. There are types of armaments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle armaments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since an armament is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect with them vary at any rate. That's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an orbital factory. Like this. It'll take a fair amount of Sabbath too. EP, which is for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what is it you would like to know about? Simply put, orbital arts are magic, which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle ornaments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding parts must first be synthesized at an orbital factory. Orbaments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with water elemental value. In reality, armaments are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information still applies for now. So, what is it you would like to know about? Quartz are circuits made from Sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz have been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of element quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your armament and decide where you'll be installing it ahead of time. So, what is it you would like to know about? Sepith are fragments of septium, which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: Earth, which is brown; Water, which is blue; Fire, which is red; Wind, which is green; Time is black; Space is gold; and Mirage is silver. Sepith can be exchanged for Mira almost any time, but at the Opal Factory, it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbment slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. So, what is it you would like to know about? I think that's enough. It looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you try to use the service there. For that, you're going to need some Sepith. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making the element quartz that work with each of your particular orbiments. In that case, Estelle, any orbiment quartz is okay. But for Joshua, it has to be time elemental quartz. Normally, at the shop, you will be able to exchange Sepith for Mira, but in this training, you will not be able to do this service. Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade to use the Opal Factory services. Alright. Let's go ahead and go here. I'm not going to worry about this one, nor this. Let's go ahead and make the time. And, you know what, actually, yeah, we are going to go for this. Because this will grant healing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just make them all. So we won't be using them. There. There. Quartz can be installed in the orbital screen. The orbiment screen can be utilized by selecting the orbiments tab in the main menu. The reason I'm not like reading this part is because this part is literally her just telling us to go do this. She's making us do this over here. In other words, what she's saying isn't important to the story at all. She's just telling us what to do. Alright. Wait, I still have to do with the Joshua. There we go. Okay. You watch. Alright. It looks like you've got both your recovery and attack arts set up. You balance your arts out between each other like you've done here. It would be much easier to with monsters. Additionally, your bracer notebook contains information about which quartz will allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. Alright, training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your orbiments. The more slots you'll have available, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening slots, it would be a good idea to open them early on. Now I want you to use this and open a slot on each of your orbitals. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. Slot. Alright, doesn't matter which one I pick here. We're actually going to go ahead and do it for Joshua. And there's a reason for that. There's something I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm going to give I'll actually give him the I'll give him this one, since this will come in handy. Yeah. Give him the airstrike one. Alright. Good work opening up a slot, Joshua. Since your central slot is limited to a certain element, it would be best to increase your orbit number slots early on. It concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now, it's time to move on to what we both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test already, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracers Guild and humanity. Oh well. Let's spend some worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for it. How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Melders. Ready? Thank you. Thank you for all your help. Don't mention it. I'll mention it. Good luck with that test of yours. I'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. While you're training, it's finally come down to this. Qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. Huh? What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what the bulletin board. You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I made you both jot down what you read in your bracer notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentions searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ring any bells? What a relief. Oh, divine ideas. I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace and bestowing upon us such a wonderful gift as sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test? No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in the classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test. So how about you both try and at least look a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. You'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in the Roland sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real living and breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and you get down and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. What's this book for? It's called a monster guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attribute, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Sheriff. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then. Let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let's use it if our HP and EP become low before engaging in any further battles. Movement charging stations are recovery points set up in dangerous areas. As a recovery point is approached, an exclamation point will appear and two choices will be displayed by pressing the OK. The rest option, by selecting the rest option, all HP and EP will be restored. Sounds like a plan to me. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the music down a bit. About to there. That'll do. Alrighty. Okay, double check everything. I think I got everything ready. Yeah. Yep, alright, let's do it. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They will become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of the battle will change depending on how the monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Battle order. The battle order bar indicates who attacks first. It starts from the top and moves down. Attack. Attack an enemy. You may also use it to move. If you are using the mouse and click an empty location, I won't be using a mouse, I'm using a controller since that's an option. A highlighted area indicates the distance a character can move. Selecting a target in the area will move the character to attack. When an enemy is out of range, an not available icon will appear in your cursor. Selecting an out of range target will move the character as close to it as possible, but no attack will be performed. I'm just gonna go ahead and move here. Yeah, they won't be attacking since this is a tutorial. In other words, this is just a free fight. I can't use magic yet. Because it hasn't been introduced.
Alright, we're good to go.
There we go. Here comes some more. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Arts are ineffective on enemies that are good at avoiding physical attacks. Arts. Though arts are effective on enemies that are good at avoiding physical attacks, arts also make long-range attacks possible, but they require time to be casted. EP is consumed when arts are used. EP can be recovered by resting at inns, hotels, or by using charge stations and other items like an EP charge. By the way, when I do grinding, which I will be needing to do, I'll be doing that like I'll either be skipping to once I'm nearing the end of it, like I'll be making a video to where like it'll skip through it, or I'll just leave a timestamp in the comments letting you know when the fighting ends. Because let's be real here, nobody wants to just watch grinding for an hour and a half. You're gonna use Aqua Blade and Airstrike. I could use the Soul Attack. I'm not going to. That right there is why I chose the wind magic, because it's more effective. As I said, I've been through this. Still, you should try using crafts this time around, since crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage. It's worth a shot. Roger that. Crafts have range limits, but can be utilized instantly. CP is gained by dealing out or receiving damage during battle. Crafts. Crafts are character-specific skills, which not only deal out the damage, but also have a broad range of effects, such as Estelle's morale, and her taunts, which I think she gets at level 4, 5, something like that. I don't remember when she unlocked it, but it was pretty early on, and it's useful, to be honest. Using crafts consumes CP. CP is gradually gained by dealing out or receiving damage in battle. See? The morale.
Come on.
And Joshua has, I think it's dual strike. Yeah.
That's that then. Let's move out.
from below with an S-trap, or S-break should do the trick. For just about any enemy. The catch is our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. These devastating attacks can only be unleashed when the CP gauge is above 100. By the way, so what she was talking about is how the enemy looks tough. S-breaks are actions that allow S-traps to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. So the reason I don't like to use S-breaks very often is because, so in the end, you kind of gain less by using them. Now, it helps out if like you're trying to dish out a mass amount of damage to one enemy, such as like, let's say that you're facing several enemies. I'm speaking so like purely from experience from me going through this. But anyway, so let's say that you're facing several enemies. You don't want to just use the S-trap unless absolutely necessary, because one enemy is being as an absolute nuisance. Because by using it, it'll make, so let's say that you have made your, so it says it takes 100, but it'll take all of it, because like the reason why it says 100 is because you need at least 100 to use it. So by using it, it'll make you go from having it from actually having like CP to nothing, which makes it to where anything else any other crafts which you might have wanted to use, you won't be able to use until you get your CP back up. And so it's not a good idea to just use it. Only use it when necessary. S-crafts are unleashed by S-breaks. Are unleashed as S-breaks. Can be changed by going to tactics and then set S-breaks within the main menu. What it's gonna have us do here is it's gonna have us attack in order to increase our TP. Well, she won't be using hers yet, because she missed. So now it'll force me to use his immediately. We're gonna go for this one. Since it's further away. This is what I mean. As said, it drains it all. You'll only be left with one because you're still attacking, so it gives you a single point back, but it drains everything else. Never a good idea to use it unless you absolutely feel it's necessary. No, I will go ahead and use hers just to deal with that enemy real quick.
Here I come! Piece of cake!
There we go. Now, you know the chest on the other opposite end. Oh. Could have sworn there was a monster over there. Yes, I was wrong. Could have sworn there was like one of the butterfly-looking monsters over there. So that's the treasure chest we're after, huh? You made it this far. The rest is gonna be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. During battle, there are several bonuses which can be allotted to turns. Turn bonuses have the same effect of whether they are allotted to an ally or a foe. Using S-brake to ignore the battle order makes it easy to jump in and strip an enemy of their turn bonus. I might have just remembered wrong. Battle order bonus. These icons indicate the allocated to the bonuses allocated to the battle order. If a bonus icon appears next to a character's icon, they will receive that bonus. Heal HP, Sepith, up, etc. indicates the effect of each icon. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go into never mind, we can't. I'm not gonna worry about that. So we'll go ahead and just attack. Now we're going to use clock up. That way we get more mileage out of our attacks. Ow. Ow. Art, tier. Okay. I don't do this often, I'm just doing it for this fight. Usually I don't really use clock up. Alright. Art here. Dual strike. So he's just gonna chill in the back for now. Okay.
Come on.
You forward. Send you forward. I still can't reach. It's okay. I'll use Soul Blare. Can you reach now? It's the question. Nah, you're way off. So we'll just go ahead and finish him off with Lock the Bleed.
Piece of cake.
But the main reason is why I don't like to just buff at the start. It's for one simple fact. Oh, great. Hold up. I'm pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. No fun at all, Joshua. By the way, what she was saying was that she was curious as to what was inside of the box, and that she wanted to open it up. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with the teensy peek, right? But if you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest. Did you just say the F word? Yep. Opening one of those boxes could result in automatic failure for both of us. As for a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. And as long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Shara when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Yep. They're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You have successfully passed your qualification test. Didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Sarah, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know, and you to find out. After your training is finished. It's enough chit-chat for now. Let's keep going. Let's get back to work. We still have some things left to do. Seriously? But didn't you just say we passed the test? You still have to learn how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Let's get back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Oh well. No sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed. It seems like we're within a reaching distance of our goal. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all parts of your job as a bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in each guild branch. And as you already know by now, Aina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you'll be paid for your work. I'll be looking forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of today's training? Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select report to report to the guild. Good job, you two. It seems you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle the job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, when you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you will receive. You will also accumulate points, which are known as BP, Bracer Points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a Bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you will advance in rank as a Bracer and will be awarded a piece of special equipment by the guild. The ranks of a junior Bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. So you set your sights on making first rank and hard work. The amount of Mira and BP you will receive will be recorded in your Bracer notebook, so please have a look sometime later on. And that's all. And all that's left now is to finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Aina. I'm sorry for putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone. In any case, to the bone. And knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip. Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You now have officially completed the entire training course. And from now on, you will be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then. Aren't those boxes the ones? In answer to your question, yes. These are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying that it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet! Alright, let's have a look. This crest is. So does this mean that we're Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright, beginning to stay at 1500 hours, you were both hereby appointed as junior bracers within the Bracers Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome into the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? You become members of the Bracers Guild. So I'm a Bracer now? I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy, or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Hit us! Now, world, we did it! I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to head off. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand. You have been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise. I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of a Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father, Cassius, trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged bracers early on so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. Just don't get it. Get what? This is Charizard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad at such a high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who was always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him as in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know that we're qualified as junior braces. Right. Hurry up and come on! Well, wait for me, Luke. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great, it's Estelle. Hey there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp. What's with the, oh great, it's Estelle. And Mark. And what's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're heading? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their nose and sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer, you wanna be. Tisk tisk. How wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks they're better tasting milk in the barrel than the milk that comes from Purcell Farm. What? No way! You're full of it, Estelle! In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real braces. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real braces. More like braces in training, really. Don't think you should be getting your high horse just yet. Now, a high pony, on the other hand. But dang it, Killjoy! Wow! You two are great! I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair! I'm supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle? What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people are allowed. That means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You better watch out, Estelle. I'm going to go train my secret base, and before you know it, I'm going to be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. Wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. You gotta grab the newspaper. You know, like the newest Strigas? Unbelievable. You've actually forgotten what we come here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad, right? Of course. I've always been such a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid the new Strigas aren't out yet. I do, however, have some copies of the Liberal News, and if that's what you're after. Alright, I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 Merida, please. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine, but does it really sell that well? It sure does! The Liberal News has an excellent reporter and camerawoman who have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. They're even supposed to be running a story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. But enough about that. Why don't you tell me how you did today? Did you make it as bracers? Today was your last day of training, wasn't it? Yep, everything went smoothly too. But how did you know about all that, Mr. Raina? In certain senses, both you and Joshua are like celebrities here, and I tend to hear a lot from customers coming through here. I shouldn't have expected anything less from Roland. The grapevine around here is seriously something to be reckoned with. No kidding. The women here especially love to gossip. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. Free sample I received with a shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free, assuming you have the ingredients. Anyway, so if you eat something new, right? Yeah, well, what's in it? And you'll have lots of recipes in no time. So how about we try this? Go ahead. Eat this cookie, Estelle. Well, I have made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had the opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking, It's just that I never seem to get any better. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you ever need any ingredients, I'd be delighted to serve your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. England. Thank you for the recipe book. I'll put it to good use. Eating the recommended dish at restaurants or to-go meals, add recipes to the recipe book. By selecting the recipe book, all learned recipes will be displayed as long as the necessary ingredients are available. The food can be made. There are two types of food: sit-down meals, which must be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals, which can be carried as items. Sit-down meals cannot be carried as items. Ingredients used for cooking could be bought at a store or acquired from monsters. Alright, with that thought, we're gonna go ahead and do something real quick. Oh. There we go. Alrighty. Sure, that seems like a waste, but that'll make sense. But still, Joshua, I'm glad I found you two. Oh, hi, Ina. Something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. We've got a bit of a problem. Is your father home today? Yes, he is. He says something about having some sort of a bunch of documents. But what's going on? You know Luke and Pat, right? Sure we do. In fact, we saw them not too long ago. What's wrong? Are they in some sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies in the northern outskirts of Roland. You mean the Tower of Asmelis? Isn't that place supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. And unfortunately, at the moment, Scherzard is out on other bracer business, so I want to ask your father to bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two of you are only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe that Estelle's judgment is correct in the situation. The two of us hurry, we may even be able to catch up with the boys before they reach the tower. I understand. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracers Guild, I ask you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of these children. Roger that. Understood. The Asmelis Towers can be reached by taking the western path at the junction along the Bala Trail. You can get to the Bala Trail through the Whirlwind Northwest Gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. This is our first job. Come on, Joshua. We don't have any time to lose. All right, I'm right behind you. Yeah, we're gonna see if there's any more quests we can grab real quick. Nope. All right, and we're gonna call it for this episode because I've been at it for God knows how long at this point. But so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be seeing you in the next.